I'm standing in Red Square in Moscow, Russia. This is my 10th time to Moscow. 7 times I've come with Campus Crusade and taught systematic theology for 2 weeks each time with Campus Crusade. This is my 3rd time with Equip, and we're training the top Baptist pastors in Russia. They have 70 districts, and many of the top pastors come in. We're expecting 45 to 55 of these lead pastors to come in for the training. And I am privileged to have Al and Gloria Staus with us, and Al's going to be teaching with me.
Hi, Sam. Yes, I am. I'm going to be teaching the simple gospel message and the bad news, good news, plan of salvation, and really looking forward to it. And this is an incredible place to come visit.
Russia is rich in culture, and one of their cultural icons is the Bolshoi Theater, which is behind me. And tonight we're going to be going there to watch Romeo and Juliet and enjoy some of the culture of Russia. Moscow is the most influential city in all of Russia. And behind me you see part of Moscow. It's a city of 15 million people. Everyone is a person for whom Christ died. Behind me is the Olympic Stadium and some of the city of Moscow. This is one of 7 buildings that Stalin built. They're identical, scattered around Moscow, and this happens to be the State University of Moscow.
We're in front of Central Baptist Church in Moscow, and Sam is going to be speaking there this evening at their 5 o'clock service. This is the church where Martin Luther King preached, and Billy Graham preached at this church, and Richard Nixon attended here. And so we're going to go inside, and Sam will be speaking in just a few minutes.
And here's where I'm going to be speaking this evening. Billy Graham has spoken here, Martin Luther King. Richard Nixon has visited here, and we spoke here last time we were here. And this is their 5 o'clock service I'll be speaking at, and we look forward to a blessed time.
This is the view from the balcony at Central Baptist Church in Moscow. The beautiful old church that was opened during the Soviet period, and it was a registered church then. Now it continues as a church, and Sam will be speaking here at their 5 o'clock service. He spoke here last trip at their 11 o'clock service.
How do you respond? Here's the response of agitation.
Здесь вот есть ответ на раздражение.
In verse 9.
В 9 стихе вы читаете. «И сказал Ареса, сын Саруин, царю, зачем злословит этот мертвый пес господина моего царя? Пойду я и сниму с него голову».
That's one way to deal with your irritations.
Это один путь, как нужно реагировать или можно реагировать на раздражение.
Let's take off his head.
Он говорит, сниму голову, позволь, царь.
That ends it.
Вот он,
That reminds me of the story I heard of a Quaker farmer.
И такое решение напоминает мне в истории одного фермера, который был квакером.
He was very religious.
Он был очень религиозным набожным.
He was milking his cow one day,
Однажды он доил свою корову,
and the cow kicked over the pail of milk.
и корова опрокинула миску, куда он сливал молоко.
And so he set the pail back up
И он снова поставил эту емкость так, как она должна стоять.
and started milking again.
И начал продолжать и снова доить корову.
The cow kicked the pail over 7 more times.
Еще 7 раз это повторилось.
And the farmer walked around in front of the cow and looked the cow in the eye
Он встал, подошел спереди к корове и посмотрел ей в глаза.
and said, "You know that I am a quiet and peaceable man.
И сказал ей: ты же знаешь, что я спокойный и миролюбивый человек.
And that I would not hit you or hurt you.
И я не ударю тебя и не пораню тебя.
But I warn you,
Но я предупреждаю тебя.
if you kick over the pail one more time,
Если ты еще раз опрокинешь эту миску,
I will sell you
я продам тебя
to a Baptist."
баптисту.
One way to respond to irritation is to get agitated. We've enjoyed touring Moscow and getting familiar with this wonderful city. We've had quite an experience in worship with the Russian people yesterday, and now we're getting ready for our conference to train pastors here at Moscow Baptist Seminary. And Al is with me.
Hello from Moscow, and we have enjoyed ourselves, but we are hard at work yesterday and for the next 2 days. And I am just looking forward to this awesome opportunity of being able to present the simple gospel message that they can take all over Russia. I've been talking to a pastor from Siberia, and he is over about 6 churches and several small groups, and he has a great ministry, and we've talked doctrine and just had a great time of fellowship.
Good, and we've seen some old friends that we've got to know over this past year from all over Russia. We're looking forward to adding value to their ministry by teaching them leadership principles. Some say there is no God.
И некоторые даже говорят, да нет никакого Бога.
On one of my 10 trips to Moscow, I went to the Bolshoi Theater.
Вы знаете, однажды, вот я 10 раз приезжал в Москву, я пошел однажды в Большой театр.
And sitting next to me
И рядом
was
со
a
мной сидел
young Russian lady about 30 years old.
девушка сидела, 30-летняя,
I
русская.
introduced myself,
Я представился.
and to my delight, she spoke English.
И так прекрасно она говорила по-английски.
And I said, "What do you do for a living?"
И чем вы занимаетесь?
She said, "I'm an
Я спросил.
architect."
Она говорит, я
I said,
архитектор.
"Very interesting."
Я говорю, как интересно.
I said, "Are you Russian Orthodox?"
И я спросил его, а вы русская православная?
She said, "No, I'm an atheist."
Да нет, я атеистка.
I said, "That's very interesting."
О, это еще интересней.
I said, "How do you think the universe began?"
Тогда объясните мне, а как же весь этот мир появился?
She said, "There was a big bang."
Она объяснила, был такой большой взрыв.
I said, "No God?"
Я спрашиваю, что и Бога там не было?
She said, no God.
Да нет, нет никакого.
I said, can I ask you a question?
Тогда я задал ей вопрос, скажите, могу все-таки спросить вас?
She said, yes.
Конечно, спрашиваю.
I said, where in your architect training at the university did they train you to use explosives?
Скажите, а где, вот вы архитектор, вот вы строите здание, как там в университете вас, в институте учили, надо использовать динамит или вот какое-то взрывательное устройство?
She said, they didn't train me to use explosives.
А вы знаете, нас в институте этому не учили.
Well, according to you, we would get a pile of bricks and lumber together.
А я говорю, так я вас слушаю и думаю, что нам надо собрать кирпичи тут, может быть, даже какие-то еще строительные материалы, вместе собрать кучу.
And put dynamite underneath.
Динамит подложить.
And bang!
И подорвать все это.
We have a building.
И у нас здание сразу же будет.
Isn't that what you're telling me?
Я говорю, вы это мне хотите сказать?
It just takes a big bang and we will have an orderly building.
Вы представляете, то есть был какой-то взрыв, и у нас такой порядок в этом мире теперь.
Her face turned red.
А она покраснела,
She looked kind of embarrassed.
немножко так смутилась.
I said, you know, the universe is a big clock.
Она говорит, вы знаете, вся Вселенная это как большие часы.
With perfect timing and order.
Потому что все имеет удивительный порядок, и все как-то действует по времени.
We set our watches by the solar system.
Мы даже часы наши устанавливаем, смотря на Солнечную систему.
And our calendars by the solar
И
system.
даже вот смотрим на Солнце, и календарь тоже устанавливает в соответствии с движением Солнца.
If we have a building, we have a designer,
И если мы строим здание, то есть дизайнер
an architect.
и архитектор.
Don't you think there could be an architect for the universe?
Скажите, может быть, все-таки был и создатель, ну или архитектор для этого всей Вселенной, для всего этого мира?
And she said, possibly.
А тогда она ответила, ну, может и
She
возможно.
just went from an atheist to an agnostic.
Теперь она перешла из стадии, можно сказать, из состояния.
He says first importance.
И это первоначально, это на
He did
первом
not-
месте.
Excuse me. He did not say only importance.
Он не говорит, что это только важно.
I have been in some churches where they preach the gospel message every Sunday, after Sunday, after Sunday.
Вы знаете, я был в некоторых церквах, и там каждое воскресенье говорят Евангелие. Каждое воскресенье.
And the flock is starving to death.
И говорят только об этом. И, честно говоря, стадо Божие больше ничем не питается и голодное духовно.
So it's first importance, but not only importance.
Здесь сказано, что это, конечно, важный приоритет, но это не единственный приоритет.
It was first importance in Paul's ministry, and it should be first importance in your ministry where you pastor.
Просто это на первом месте. Мы должны сначала благовествовать Евангелие.
My name is Konstantin. I'm a senior pastor from Udmurtia. It's a Ural region. I'm also a pastor of the church in Izhevsk. We have 7 churches, and I'm coming here twice a year for studying. And every session we have education from John Maxwell and from other brothers from Russia. And it's really helpful because we have a high-level education here, and it's helping for me to grow personally. And as I know that church will grow and pastor will grow, so this is a very good things that we could meet together with the brothers, also with the elder brothers, and we could share experience. And we are thankful for those teachers that are coming here to share their experience. So praise the Lord.